Hey everyone, happy Makeover Monday. I love doing these. I look forward to every Monday. I hope you do too. I'm Kim Seltzer, and those of you who don't know me, I'm a dating and makeover expert. And I draw upon my experience as a therapist to do an outside-in approach in helping you look and feel your best so you attract what you want. And I was so happy to start these Makeover Mondays. I'm going to be giving you every Monday here, you can catch me live, where I'm going to give you style tips and dating tips, communication, flirting, body language, you name it. Anything that actually has to do from things that you can't necessarily see that could prevent you from finding love. So actually, that's what inspired me about today's topic. And, oh gosh. Okay, so I want to talk to you about top mistakes that you are making that kill the first impression on a first date. And this got inspired because I've been really coaching a lot lately. And for those of you who don't know this, I actually go out into the field and I watch people, right? I watch people interact, how they flirt, their body language, how they show up, their style. And I really see a lot because here's the thing. We can't see ourselves, right? That's my job. And you know, your family and friends, they love you dearly and they don't necessarily see you in a neutral way. But I got to tell you, this is one of the reasons why I got out of being a traditional therapist, is that I was over the talking. I wanted people to take action. I wanted to see what was going on. And there's nothing better than to going out into the field and seeing it firsthand play out. And so you can kind of think of me as Hitch meets What Not to Wear, right? And so anyway, I got inspired by this topic. And in particular, this one woman, she had come to me and she said, Kim, you know, I don't understand what's going on. I've done so much self-help. You know, I've listened to podcasts, I read books, I've gone to a ton of therapy, and I still don't know what's happening. Why men aren't approaching me, why I don't get asked out on the second date. I feel like I've done the work, but I just don't know what's happening. And so I'm all about show me, don't tell me, right? And so I went out and I saw what happened firsthand. And one of the first things that I noticed, and this is the number one mistake, is that she showed up to this place and she knew that we were out, you know, trying to meet men and flirt and talk about it. But she showed up in a very masculine energy. She'd just come off work and she was dressed very masculine. Now, I purposely wore this kind of corporate blazer here. Now, I mean, blazers are cute, and I think that actually they can be sexy depending on what you pair it with, how you wear it. But with this particular woman, she showed up in a turtleneck. She showed up in a corporate jacket, much like this, and really kind of frumpy shoes. And she wasn't making eye contact. She wasn't smiling. So I knew exactly what was happening. And she showed up in her masculine energy and she showed no sexual energy whatsoever. So, and this goes for you men too. You're not getting off the hook here. Men, you need to also show up. Women love a well-dressed man, right, ladies? And any ladies who are listening, please chime in. I want to hear that I'm not the only one here talking about this. In fact, research says 55% of your dating success can be increased just based on the clothes you wear. So if you've had like a hard day, and I actually just did my other Facebook Live last week. If you missed it, you can catch it, where you can kind of help you shake off the day, especially if it's been stressful. The best way to do it is show up in a fun, flirty way. And so I'm going to demonstrate right here in front of you guys. And I want you to notice this. So I have this corporate jacket on, right? Now I have to tell you, I feel a little more serious in this jacket. I think I even led this video in a very professional, serious way. Now, when I take off the jacket, now I prepared for this, of course, and I get into my red dress, ta-da, I actually feel more flirty. Now, if I had a cameraman, he could pan up and down. I actually have this like dress on. I can't even show you. I don't even know how to show you. I gotta like get this down here. But I have a red flirty dress on, and for those of you watching, don't I give a different impression right now? I know I feel different, so I'm going to act different, right? And so on top of just wearing something that makes you feel more fun and flirty, the other thing is to, and this is a big one, make sure that your body language matches that, right? Part of flirtation is the energy that you exude. So it's how you show up in the way you dress and the attitude and the body language that you demonstrate. So making eye contact, smiling, light touches. Again, this applies to both men and women. And what I find to be true, what you are doing is you're showing up in a very serious manner, or you have the resting bitch face on, and you have the stress of the day. You know, and you're so in your head. If you get out of your head and get more into your body, remember the definition of flirting. This is really, really important. If you look in the dictionary, it is to behave as though you are attracted to a person without the serious intention of an outcome. Without the serious intention of an outcome. Those last words are really, really important because most of you are attached to the outcome, and that is what's preventing you from being flirtatious. You're worried about giving the wrong impression, or you don't want a guy to like you for just that, or you know, whatever it is that's going on in your head. I've heard every kind of excuse, and this is some of the things that I work on with people in the field. If you let go of that and create more a magnetic energy that just draws people to you, where you're cranking up that attraction factor, you are going to be seen differently every single time. Now, it's up to you whether or not you want to continue with that person, but don't worry about that yet. Show up as if you're going to be totally attracted to that person. It's a mindset shift. It's a shift in your body. It's a shift in the way that you dress. Okay? So that was mistake number one, is that you have no kind of sexual energy coming in, and you can really change that by the way you dress and your body language and your mindset. All right, mistake number two I see you making is you treat the date like an interview. Oh my God. And ladies, stop doing this. Stop bringing your list and checking off your list of what the man is supposed to be so that you prevent, you know, what happened in the last relationship. And this is often what I see with lists, is that women make the checklist of items of the people, or, you know, of the characteristics that the people had before that didn't work out. But the problem with that is that you are not present. You are just doing kind of a Q&A session. Honestly, you might as well just go on an interview if that's the case. That is not a date. So instead, be fun, tell stories, get more personal, get away from talking about your job, how many kids you have, how long you were married, where do you live, you know, that you'll have time. And believe me, those are the easy things to get to know. The harder thing to get to know is your personality, what makes you tick. Talk in emotions. This is one of the things that I teach people all the time, is get away from the facts and talk more about feelings and stories. And I promise you, you will find more chemistry with that person when that kind of conversation happens versus just firing questions at one another, like, where were you the night of, right? That's how people start feeling interrogated after a while. And then guess what? And I know this, when I was a matchmaker, people would come to me and they'd say, there just isn't any chemistry. I just don't find him or her attractive. But when you tweak that and you show up in your fun, flirty self, you share stories and be more feeling based, you can create chemistry. I guarantee it. I see it all the time. All right. Mistake number 3, you're so negative. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many times people show up in this negative state. Now look, we are all dealing with a lot today, and I think never before in any kind of history, we're dealing with the ability to multitask, right? So we have our phones. A lot of us have businesses that travel with us. No longer are the traditional 9-to-5 jobs that we see that was common way back, like say 20 years ago. So we are multitasking, and the fallout of that is we have a lot of stress on our minds. And so what is interesting about this is that it shows up in really insidious ways. And this, I know as a therapist, and something that I studied, it's very interesting that people will remember one negative statement over all the other positives in a date. So the negativity can not only show up in your face, right, which is the resting bitch face, or just kind of, not looking happy. That is definitely something people react to, but it's also what you say. So you could be talking about kind of some fun things and laughing together, but then all of a sudden you slip something in about your ex. Or all of a sudden you slip in something like how much you hate X, Y, and Z. That person will remember what you hate over what you like. And this is something in psychology that we know is true. So be careful of what you say and how you say it. And if you've had a stressful day and you know you're not going to be good on that date, don't go. Just reschedule. Know that there's going to be time when you can shake that off and you're having a better day, because you're going to give a way better first impression. First impressions only take 30 seconds, and it's probably quicker right now that we have Tinder. It's literally a swipe. Even in life, it's a swipe, okay? And so you want to show up really giving your best shot every single time. Go on that date like you are going to be excited, get curious, and when you go in with that attitude, you will be successful every single time. So that was hopefully helpful. I'm going to be giving a lot of tips on then how to keep it going in the second and the third, but this is really crucial. It all starts on the first impression. And if you want to know more and want to even go out with me and do a little hitch meets what not to wear, make sure you contact me. Go to my website, seltzerstyle.com. Or you can IM me here on Facebook. There's nothing like doing it right now. So I have a lot of fun things coming up, like workshops and retreats. So stay tuned for that. I'm Kim Seltzer, and I will see you next Monday. Bye, y'all.